welcome back to Opal&Mint, and welcome to day, I believe we're on day 9 of our Flower Everyday series. Did I say I'm Ashley? I don't think I did. If you are following along with our series, we are painting a flower every single day in the month of July, and we are using the flower color guide as our reference. Let's look and see what day 8 is gonna be. 9. We've already done day 8, yes? Yeah, we did day 8, so we're on day 9. Okay, we are gonna paint an anemone. Let's look at this a little closer. So here's our anemone. The center is almost like a purplish black, and then we have these beautiful red petals. I'm excited for this one. This one's going to be beautiful. So I'm also using a different paint every single day. We're using a different paint palette every single day, and so we need to pick out what we're gonna use today. Let's use this. Alright, so today we're going to use an ocean paper palette. If you haven't heard of ocean paper, they're a handmade brand from Hawaii. I've had several comments of people saying they actually have difficulty contacting the company, and some people haven't received their order. So just keep that in mind. I personally haven't had any issues with them, but I have heard people having issues getting their paints. But I have several of their palettes and I do enjoy them. They are a little bit different of a paint than most watercolors, but this is the flowers palette. So I'm going to use this today because there's a beautiful red in here. Let's see, what's the name? Poppy. No way. Okay, this is the second time this has happened. The sunflower, we use sunflower, and for poppies we're going to use, oh, it's not a poppy. It's an anemone, but it looks poppyish. I got excited for a second. So I'm going to use the shade Poppy for our anemone. And then I might actually use this deep like indigo color for the center. I think that's what we're going to do. I just want to know the color of the name. Prussian blue. Okay. Okay, so let's get started. I got out some Fumui brushes. I don't know if these are going to be too big. I really wanted to use these though. I do have some smaller ones. I am getting a migraine, so my eyesight is kind of fading. So hopefully I can get through this. You know what? We're going to use a flat wash brush, the size 8 from Fumui. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so for these today, what do I want to start with? I feel like I want to start with the centers of these, so let's do that. There's no right or wrong here. Let's see what this Prussian blue looks like. Oh, that's pretty. I feel like it needs to have a little bit of this brown in it, so we can dull it down a little bit. Really deep, kind of muted color here. Okay. So we're going to take the corner of our flat wash. Yeah, I'm losing my eyesight, guys, so please forgive me. I'm also filming this on the day it goes up, so it might be late, but we're going to do our best. I want to put one here. So this is the center, and I'm going to build upon this center. This is going to be our first little wash of color. So this one's going to be like a full flower here. And then let's do one here. This one's probably going to be facing that direction. Okay. And then I'll probably do one that's kind of flopping over that doesn't have a center. So, okay, let's go into our poppy shade here. It's actually a little bit more orange than I thought it was going to be. Hold on, let me wash the top of this off. Ah, I pulled the paint out. Okay, so I think I might mix the poppy color with the color next to it, or with what's on here. We'll see. Yeah, let's get, this is like a quin magenta. We're gonna mix it in there. That's better. That looks more what we're looking for. Okay, so this is going to be like the most simple flower you could paint. So I'm going to not touch the center. I want it to fade out because it goes from red to white before it hits the center. So we're going to take our flat wash brush and we're just going to kind of wiggle it around like so. Kind gonna wiggle it. I'm gonna get some more water. I think I wanna do these where we have some more pigmented areas and then some that are more sheer. So just kind of take your brush and wiggle it around the center. And then I'm gonna take and we're gonna put a petal that's behind. Fill that space in there. And here as well, trying to leave the tiniest bit of white space. I'm taking just that more orangey color so I can have some color variation here. I think I actually want to go over this petal like so. Okay, that's not bad. Very simple, cute. And I think I'm gonna leave the white space there actually. Instead of, I don't know, should I fade it in? Let's wash our brush off, tap it on the cloth so it's not too wet, and see if we can just lightly feather out the inside. Just a little bit. I want to make sure I leave some white though. I don't want to completely cover that up. Okay. All right, so I'm mixing my two colors together again. All right, this one, we're gonna have it kind of facing sideways. So the front petal we'll do second. We'll do this back petal first. All right, so we're just gonna take it and wiggle our brush. Take it and wiggle. And then we're gonna just do kind of a little curve shape on the front here for these front facing petals. Kind of filling in, leave a tiny bit of white space so we can see the different petals. Okay, hey, that's not that bad. All right, so reminding you, my eyesight's almost fully gone now. Okay, we're gonna do this one. This looks like fun. I can't see out of my left side right now. If you have migraines, please let me know in the comments because I want to know that I'm not the only one. Okay, so we're gonna start, here's the base of our flower and it's gonna kind of go downward. So let's see if I can do this. We're just gonna wiggle it and then come on this side of the cup. It's like an upside down cup and leave a little bit of white space like so. So it makes sense once we put the, what's it called? The stem and stuff in. All right, so I'm taking the more magenta-y color and just tapping a little bit there. And then I'm taking the more orange. Just want to get a little bit of color variation in there. Maybe even here too. That was starting to dry, so I'm going to get some blooming between those two. So I'm going to feather that out. If you don't know what blooming is, it's when you have too much water or there's a difference between wet and dry areas, and then the water pushes the pigment back and leaves a line of pigment, which is what that was doing. So I'm just gonna try to evenly wet the surface to hopefully prevent that. Now, blooming is not a bad thing. It's just a thing. So you can either try to avoid it if you don't like blooming, or you can do it on purpose. Okay, we're gonna take some green now. I think we're gonna use this green right here because I want this to blend into the bottom of this petal here. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of tap this here, and then it has lots of leaves coming off and they're just kind of jaggedy. We're not even gonna go for a leaf shape. We're just gonna kind of tap our brush and make some light marks. All right, and then I'm gonna make this stem come here and down. I like this green. All right, let's get a stem coming from this one and one coming from this one, like so. Now we still gotta refine our centers a little bit, but let's put some of these leafy things coming off of this one. Again, I'm just kind of tapping my brush, not trying to get certain shapes. And maybe even a little bit coming from here. Coming out this way. I like it. Okay. I feel like that's all the leaves that I want for this. Maybe one more right here, just to kind of fill in space. Just literally tapping my brush on the paper. Okay, let's fill in our centers a little bit better. I'm gonna take that deep blue and I'm getting a concentrated amount of that on my brush, like a lot. And then we are gonna tap a little bit in the center of that center. If you want to switch to a round brush at this point, it would be easier. I'm gonna try to stick with this because we're gonna do little, yeah, I'm actually gonna switch to a round brush because I don't want to make it hard on myself, especially when I'm having trouble seeing. So I'm gonna take, this is my Tintoretto size 0 mop. It's just got a nice fine point to it. So we're just gonna take this and do little lines coming from the center. Don't make them too long because this is pretty short, but just kind of fill that in. Okay. And this is going to be our center. Again, trying to keep it nice and loose and quick and simple. You don't want to overcomplicate it. Okay. All right, there are our anemones. I feel like I want to add more detail in my flower petals. This could ruin it, but I'm going to go for it anyways. So I'm going to continue with this brush that I have. Okay, my petals are somewhat dry. This could cause issues, we'll see. But I just want to do a few little lines, just kind of showing where those petals are. Little bitty baby lines coming out and showing kind of the curve of those petals. Oop, that got thicker, but that's okay. Okay. All right, so there are our anemones. Those are pretty. Okay, we need to splatter some paint and then I've got to get this edited so it can go up today. Hopefully it's not too late. Get a little bit of the green. There we go. I feel like there's too much splatter in this area. I'm just gonna lightly tap some of that up. There we go. All right, guys, that's day 9. I hope you're enjoying this and following along and painting with us. I'm loving seeing your work on Instagram, so continue to tag us on Instagram so we can see your paintings as well. But that is going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you want to see our future videos, hit that subscribe button down below. We'll see you guys again tomorrow for another Flower Every Day. Bye. I'm very sorry if this video was a little bit low energy. Please forgive me. Ugh. Okay.